Good morning. Why is there a message in my waiting room? Oh no, sorry, that's not what that is. Any other thoughts on asking for help?
I
No,
just want to I
go
just
ahead.
want to say this. I started that a few years ago because I kept noticing that I would apologize before I would ask for something. And then I'm like, what am I apologizing for? And I started asking myself, what am I apologizing for? And so I came through that whole experience a few years because trust has always been a huge issue for me as well. And
Mhm.
I noticed recently, just even in conversations with my girlfriends, my nieces, my sisters, like if I am offering them information or a resource or support of some kind that I see that they have and they haven't asked for it, but I've just kind of like, I sent something to my sister's house and she's like, you didn't have to do that. And I said, I know. She gets going on and on and on about, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. I said, okay. I said, just pause for a minute and be a good receiver. And it was something so small. It was like a electronic scale, food scale. And I'm like, it was something so small because she wanted to do, she's doing me like America's Test Kitchen, taster thing. Like she's a volunteer, whatever it is on that site. And she needed a food scale. And she's like, I don't know if I want to get this one or this one. I'm just like, I just sent it to her and she's like, you didn't have to do that. And I'm like, I know. And she just kept going on and harping on it. I'm like, be a good receiver. She's like, it's hard for me. And I said, I know it's hard for me too, but eventually just let it go. People want to help. It's all good. So I can resonate with your story, Gina, completely.
Thank you.
I can too. And I noticed that I had that issue, not as good as Liz did. Um, but I'm still a work in progress, like I said. And it's really hard for me. I can give all day long,
Day long.
all day long, but to turn around and receive is, I have to say, sometimes I have said, I'm supposed to just say thank you.
You
Not
have,
just,
absolutely.
you know. And the other thing about all that is, Bree, I never thought about it being because of being in an unsecure, trustworthy place for so much of my life. Never.
Mhm.
It's a protective. Like you're like, it's not helping me. I ask for help. They're not, so. And
Control.
I first
You
learned
go.
that with my kids. Oh, I just learned it with my foster kids. Because it was
I've had
hard
foster
for,
kids too.
yeah, and
I've
it was
had,
hard for them to receive it.
Get out.
Yep.
And
Control.
then when I look back at my life, it's not that I had their trauma, it was the same. Like,
The mirror.
not the trauma, but, like the protective.
Yeah.
If I wanted it done, I just needed to do it.
Controlling issues,
Go ahead.
I feel, always stem from want to control because you didn't have control at some point in your past, probably in your childhood, because who really does? And all hell was breaking loose around you on some level. And I don't,
Yes.
yeah,
I think that's part of it. And I also think, in part, it's like the way the support is given to you sometimes is not through the channels and the means in which you were hoping or expected for. So it's like, it doesn't meet your expectations. So you're like, forget it, I'll just do it myself. I'm just kind of like, some of it for me was like, I feel like I should have known enough to be able to do this myself. And the fact that I had to reach out for help was kind of like too vulnerable for me. But the other part of it is when the help was received or the support was received and it came in a fashion that I wasn't expecting it to, or I wanted it to show up, I would get angry at that too. And it's like, why am I angry? I got what I asked for. Like I had to get over that hump. It's like, it doesn't always mean it's going to come in the fashion you expect it to come, come to you, but it came. So what are you upset about now? It's like, I always kept finding things to be angry about or be disappointed about. And I continue to kind of like balance that every day because it's like, what am I mad about? I got what I wanted, just not the way I thought it was coming.
And Liz, I love the phrase, be a good receiver, because it also teaches you to be grateful.
Mm.
Be a good receiver. So maybe it didn't come from the person I expected it to. Maybe it wasn't completely, maybe it was just part of it. But you know what? I'm going to be a good receiver, and I'm going to be grateful for what it is.
And that's it. A lot of this work for me started from doing a gratitude journal every day with
I love
myself,
it.
and then with a girlfriend of mine exchanged a gratitude journal every day of just, whatever. We tried to do 10 things, or just, any number of things every day that we would exchange that we were grateful for. And that's how that whole exercise started for me.
How long did you do the grateful journal for?
She and I did it together for about a year. It's funny because I was just talking to her
Wow.
last night, and I'm like, we need to start this up again. She's like, I know, but it's kind of like we did it for about a year together, and then we just kind of fell off doing it together. We continue to do it separately, but it really just opened up for us the whole getting out of the apology state for everything, and just letting go of a lot of stuff that we wanted, that we were just finding we were controlling, and we had no control over it. There was no reason to. It was just kind of like our safety protection mechanism. So it was very helpful.
Kathy, you so read my mind, because I haven't heard from any of the boys yet, and I was waiting.
Oh, sorry.
No, don't be at all. I love the conversation, and I come from a big family, and we interrupt each other, so it's fine.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm just wondering
guys.
whether it's more of a gender thing,
Of course, we don't have these problems.
So how do these invisible problems for the
Right,
male
Craig.
brain?
That's right.
Of course we don't have
How
any.
do I buy the parts so I don't have these problems? What parts do you have that I don't have that you don't
Yeah,
have?
exactly. Enlighten us. Enlighten
I
us.
know the parts, but
No, actually, I had to learn to get to the place and it's still tough to receive. I don't know. A few years ago, I guess, more than a few, 5, 6, 8 years ago, when I started on my spiritual journey, and just the self motivation piece and all of that stuff, I came across something that was talking about receiving, and how to be able to be, or to have gratitude when someone gives you something or compliments you, and stuff, things of that sort. So I've become better, but to be honest, it still is sort of a little foreign, to say the least.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm getting better. People can compliment me at times, and I smile and say, yeah, thank you. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, what should I say? How should I receive it?
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
No,
Thank you.
I think that's what you say, Craig. Thank you.
What you say, thank you. You're exactly right. I'm gonna toss something else out there that somebody told me one time, and it really stuck in my craw, and I was like, I don't think I like this, but I've dug around with it for a couple of years, and I think there's a grain of truth in it. And he said this: if you can't receive, it's because you're prideful. I was like, oh, and but so I thought about it, and I thought, okay, so I feel needy, and also I feel unworthy, and so, but okay, and so what is underneath that? And that means that if I'm giving to somebody, then I have some sort of prideful thing, because I can't take it, because taking it means I'm needy. And if I'm needy, I'm like, do I look at people that I give stuff to as beneath me? Because that's a prideful thing. It's this, right? It's not this. And I was like, hell no. And then I took it to I did a Jewish trick, which is take it to the, not Jewish, but raised in a Jewish family, take it to the nth extreme. And if you see somebody that's this really needy snot bucket person that should stand up on their own 2 feet and they don't, does the pride come out? Shit, yes. And I was like, oh, so I don't know how much of it's true, because there is a thing when someone's really like needy and they won't do they won't, and they can, and they're capable. I just feel like, I don't know, kicking them or something. I'm not joking. Like, stand up and do something. Come on, not, you know what I mean? That horrible extreme thing of, I just want to suck everything out of society. And so maybe there is a thing of it in there. And so as I was pondering through this, I thought, well, there's only one remedy. And that remedy for me is to ask, just to ask. If I want stuff, I'm going to ask for it. So that's what I'm going to do. And it put me in a place of gratitude and love. And I strongly believe that if I'm filled with gratitude and love, then that will strip out any pride that's in there. If I just keep on filling myself with gratitude and love.
Yeah. I think for me as well, it goes back to my word for this year, and that's confidence. Because sometimes, a lot of times I wasn't confident in myself and my abilities. And then, sometimes I would, just like my broker would say, hey, you have any questions, just ask. And I'm like, well, I know I have questions, but I don't know what the questions are. Or he would ask, how can I help? And I'm like, I know I need help, but I don't know what I need help with.
You didn't know what you didn't know.
Yeah. And I think some of that came from not being confident as well, if that makes sense.
Yes. And can I add to that?
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing that strikes me on the other side, on the broker side, is it's so easy. When I ran my offices, it would be very easy to go, just ask questions if you need them, and then go about merrily doing my whatever. But if I didn't open my door to my office, and I mean this in a proverbial and metaphorical way, if I didn't open my door and have relationship, they were scared of me on some level, which is confidence on some level, and wouldn't talk to me. And it blew me away, because I don't feel like my leadership is like, you need to be afraid of me. I feel like my leadership is very, very accessible, but somehow when you're in that position, you still have a bit of this, no matter how much you try and strip it down, So I think that on his side, maybe there should be an extra question of not just how can I help you, but okay, where are you in your business? Because if I know that, then I know how I can help you. Because in the beginning, you don't know what you don't know. You're supposed to know, you don't know. I didn't know what questions to ask when I was new in real estate. I was lost. I would have done anything anyone told me if they just would have flipped and told me. But I didn't know. I didn't have anybody who, was, and maybe that's my fault too. Maybe I wasn't flipping asking enough.
But I think you made a good point that the reality is there is that hierarchy. There is that intimidation kind of with title.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts with the relationship. So as a leader, if you know that exists, that just naturally people are not going to first look at the relationship and that you want to help, because you want to help them develop that relationship. You are the kind of person that would be like, because we don't know what we don't want to know, but you have, as the leader, the overall.
Yeah.
And I think about that as I mentor other agents, like putting myself on the flip, on both sides, that I would need to do like you do, which is how, drill it down to establish that relationship.
Yeah. Open the door. Open the door. Like physically, like just literally open the door. Yeah. Literally open the door. I got to open the door, and I had to keep my door. I didn't always keep my door open. Sometimes I will fully admit I had to get work done. I slid in my office early in the morning and I kept the blinds shut and they didn't even know I was there. It was awesome. But really, 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 I need to have the door open. PF and Trevor, any thoughts?
I can tell you that if you want to be successful at the video challenge, that you should go do a 5 Home Brokers Open, where you have to make videos to win prizes. Because guess who won $250
Woo!
and got
Can-
tons of videos done.
I love that. That's
It was great.
awesome.
It was a great day yesterday. Like I felt yesterday for the first time like a different wave in real estate is happening right now. Like I feel it's coming back, settling down a bit. Kind of, agents are getting out there again. And I just my friend Michael, who I helped her and her husband, and then they split up. So then I helped them sell their house. But anyway, she's under me with EXP, and she's terrific. She's one of my favorite people in the world. And her and I went and did Gina, you probably saw the pictures on Facebook. But yeah, so we went and just hung out and had fun and checked out all the homes and just was back in it. And God, it felt really good.
It does feel good, doesn't it?
So,
Yesterday, I was really, by the end of the day, I mean, I literally overdid it yesterday, and I still cranked out a 5-minute video. Ava has it. It didn't get posted yet. She'll post it up. But I did post up a 5-minute, and I was like, ish. But I was like, and then I was done for the day, and I was like, I actually did it. I felt like crap again, and I did it anyway. And the whole time I was doing it, in the back of my head, I'm like, this is not hitting the points I want to hit in the way I want to hit it. And I'm like, screw it, it just is. It just is. There you go. That's what it is.
I want to say something,
What?
Gina.
What?
I want you to know that when I said this is a hell of a way to get out of doing those videos, I did not want you to push yourself even more when you need the rest.
Oh no, that's not it. It was really it wasn't that. It was, I have to get over the hump. I sat there yesterday.
It feeds into what we're talking about.
I know it does. But I literally sat there with my phone in front of me, and I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And I'm like, you have one way to get through this, and that is to get on and get through this. That is the only way you have. And then I was surprised because when I rewatched it, I mean, we all notice I notice all the weird things, like I talk sideways, like out of the corner of my mouth. And I'm like Elvis or something. And it's probably why my mother-in-law loves me, because she loves Elvis. And I don't like the way that, and I'm just like, but right. But it's okay. It really is. And I got the first video I did, I got 300, and I don't know how many views is good, but I got 300 and some odd views. And I'm like, well, I think that's good. So that's what it is. It's, yeah, thanks, PF. So, and then I'm going to fully fess up well, actually, before I do that, PF, cough up something. We ain't heard nothing from you yet. Even if it's like, this never happens to me, and that's totally cool. Cough up something. You're not a leader in my world, baby.
Trevor, you're stealing my act.
no.
I'm the deflector guy. You're supposed to save that story until Tuesday for the good news. But instead, you stole my act of like, uncomfortable subject. Let's come up with something different. No, the topic of gratitude as a Buddhist is being very touchy for me for many, many years, because that's supposed to be the foundation to the path of enlightenment. And asking for help and asking for things has been a challenge for me. And it always presents itself of like, and Gina, you addressed it a little bit for me in another call before, because I say, I want this and I get that. So, and I asked for this and I received that. And it's like, this is not what I wanted. So it's a thing of lack, of living in the world of lacking. And Gina, you were helping me with that before. And it's about, for me, looking into like, what is my environment and what is my environment supporting? So that's why I'm doing things that are uncomfortable for me, that take me out of my comfort zone. And I'm seeking out to be around people who are way better than I am. You know, it's like Ivan Meisner, the founder of BNI, says, if you are the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. So
True.
that's why I'm here. I'm not this. I thought I was the smartest person, but luckily for me, I found you guys who are smarter than I am. Then I started thinking of the question. It's like, okay, so then if everybody in the room has the same mindset, then nobody wants to be in that room. You know, because then it's like, how do I change that? It's like, then if I find myself being the smartest person in the room, should I leave and kind of like diss them and be like, you're beneath me?
Or
You
lift
know,
them up.
what's that?
Or
Or-
lift them up.
Or what if there's some quirky, interesting thing that they have, do, or know that you don't know anything about? And it just requires asking.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, this whole conversation this morning is turning my gears, and it's like, in that subject, then maybe like what Bree and all of you ladies were saying, being that receiving is also like a form of generosity.
Yeah.
You know, so then if I am the smart person in the room, then receiving whatever it is that that person is, or the people in the room are contributing, that would be my form of giving to the room.
Yes.
So
What if receiving is the highest form of generosity because it allows the other person to feel really, really good without asking anything in return back to them?
yeah, yeah, thank you. So, you know, that's why that conversation this morning is kind of like triggering, not triggering, but you know, like churning in my mind. Huh?
Churning.
Churning, yes, exactly.
Yeah, I love that, PF. Thank you.
Yeah.
The other reason, would you guys like to know a sneaky thing that I did too?
Yeah.
Sure.
So, okay, so be really honest. Did my story like kind of like reel you in a little bit with like, well, hang on, where is she going with this and all that kind of stuff? Like, was it interesting? Or was it like, hang on, where the hell is she going? And I like get to the point.
It was good. I'm gonna take LSD.
There you go.
Right? Yeah, we're all like, hey, it's Friday.
It's Friday. Friday.
Let's do LSD. Let's expand our minds.
I'm
And
not-
I wondered if you were, that's one of the things you asked for while you were sitting there going, okay, if I got to stay in bed and veg, I might as well explore it other ways.
That's right.
Here's what I did. Here's my sneaky thing that I was doing. I started my story close to the end. I'm laying in bed. Okay, I'm laying in bed and I have COVID and I hate being sick. And then I went back and gave you backstory of why I hate being sick, and then what I learned out of it, and then how I'm a changed person. That is classic storytelling that works really, really good for video. Start close to the end. Here I am. I'm sick. I'm this, I'm that. There's a problem. This is what it is. Go backwards, fill me in on some stuff, take me down the path of the story, and then end me right here where I'm changed. So
I
that's,
want to change.
so start me right at the end of the story, darling, and then take me
Right.
backwards and then take me to the change. And those little tiny changes, they happen all the time. They really, really do. They happen all the time. You just have to recognize it. And once you start doing the videos, Trevor, once you start doing those, because you were the one that encouraged me also on this hugely, and Craig and everybody, then the first video was like, well, what the hell am I gonna talk about? Well, what's going on? I didn't, I'm sick. I'm sick, and I said I was gonna do a video.
All right.
But then it made me it started turning my brain to start thinking of, well, what's going on in my life for the next video? What is it? What's going on? I don't know what it is. I have no idea. I was laying in bed last night. I thought about for today, and I don't know if I'll do it or not, but maybe. But my husband came in the bedroom. He's still sleeping on the couch right now. Well, not right now, but he's like, we're not sure how close we can be for a few days because I definitely still have this, even though I'm not about in the house. And he came in the bed, and he had like this shirt that he got in a package, and so the shirt is on the edge of the bed, and I'm like, hey, get that off the edge of the bed. It's on his corner, mind you, his corner. And he goes, why? Our bed is huge. He goes, why is that bothering you there? I'm like, because it's going to be in my way at some point, and I'm going to be kicking your shirt off the bed. And he goes, it's on my side of the bed. He goes, you sleep on your side of the bed. I said, you are not here, sweetheart. And he goes, so what are you doing? And I thought, so now here's my question. Sometimes when you sleep alone, when you're used to being with a partner, you sleep alone, you sleep still on your side of the bed. And some people go over to the middle or even the partner's side of the bed. But I lay diagonally.
Of course you do.
It's awesome.
Isn't it
It is.
weird
I
how
got
that
a
feels
king-size
so
bed
different?
too, and I love laying diagonally across it. It's the best.
Blah, this whole thing is mine.
Best.
It's
Do
like
you use starfish also? Do you starfish the bed?
I can. Is my this right now that king size bed, whatever the heck it is, puppy is my bed. So, anyway, but it just doing it makes you think about, all right, what little thing is kind of interesting or quirky, and how many people do that when their partner's gone, they take over the entire diagonal of the bed. You know, why would I stay on my side? I'm pretty sure it's better for the mattress if you do that too. I am. All right. Any other thoughts on anything before I let you guys go and have an amazing weekend?
I just want to thank the guys for speaking up, because when I was asking the question, I know from the female perspective, it oftentimes is a protective thing. From somewhere down in, it's from a protective thing. And like you, Gina, when I'm sick, I usually don't get sick enough to kick me in the butt and put me in bed, just enough to make me angry that it's there. But from the male's perspective, you know, you're always supposed to be the strong ones. You're the providers, you're the conquerors, you're the whatever. And to need something or ask for help when you're in that position is sort of a reverse. And yet it's still there. At least I suspected it was. And that's why I'm grateful that you guys spoke up.
We
Yeah.
have feminine sides too.
And like the proverbial man with a cold.
Yep.
Yeah, you all know this. As women, we know this, right? When a husband has a cold. Oh, you don't know this? Oh my God, when the husband has a cold, we can be on our deathbed as
We're dying.
Oh yeah, and a man has a cold and he's like, I think I have a temperature.
Oh no, I have a sore throat. Honey, I'm dying. Take
I'm
me to the
dying.
hospital.
Exactly.
Call the family. Have them all come. It's that time.
I've only done that once,
Oh, good for you.
and that's when I was 4 years old. That was the story when I went and drank all the wine.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
That was a
Yes, I forgot about that, Craig.
Craig, there's a video right there. That's flipping hilarious.
That was.
Yeah.
Talk about wine. I'm naming my series as I explore everything more than grapes.
More than great.
Grapes.
Nice. There
Nice.
is a thing I saw where it was a recipe from Vogue, a diet recipe from Vogue magazine from like the 70s, I believe. It was wine and eggs. And for breakfast, you had 1 egg and 1 glass of white wine for breakfast. And then for lunch, you had 1 egg, and 2 small glasses of white wine. And for dinner, I forget what you had, but you finished the bottle, which probably is not that much at that point, you know, but the wine glasses were smaller back then. But I was like, you lose weight on that? Holy moly, man, that's crazy. All right. Anything else before I let you guys go, now that we've gone run the gamut from LSD to wine to and all points in between? All right. Have amazing weekends. I know that I'm always in the right room with this group.
Likewise.
Me too.
Yeah, thank
Likewise.
you all for your
Thank you,
time
guys.
and
Have a great
sharing and
weekend.
compassion and-
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.